Hey guys, welcome to another YouTube video. And in this, I will be reviewing the match three of season 12 of the Big Bash League, which was on last night between the Brisbane Heat and the Melbourne Renegades. Well, if you recognise by the shirt I'm wearing, then you'll know who won. Which was a great. So before I get into the night's events, it was a great great win for the men in red. Watched all the game. It was brilliant to watch, and I've got such high hopes for the Renegades this year. I mean, the squad they got this year is much better than it has been the last 3 years. That in those 3 years that we've finished on the bottom. So hope that run of finishing down the bottom will hopefully come to an end. Hopefully this year. Hopefully this season. Hopefully. So let's get into the talking points come out of that. So come out of the match. So of course the night's event. Excuse me. Of course the Brisbane Heat, of course, won the bat flip and elected to bowl. The bowl. It looked like to me, as the night went on, it looked like that it favoured or especially for the Renegades rather. It showed that it favoured the old ball instead of the new ball, because the new ball just came onto the bat better. But unfortunately, when the ball got a bit older and the innings got on and on, it went on and on, that it was, and with also the field and with the fielding and that sort of stuff, it just basically just went on really. So then, and of course, the Renegade skipper, obviously, in Nick Manson, was playing his 100th BBL game last night, and he did pretty well. I won't mention it. So it was a fast start for the Melbourne Renegades. I mean, Nick Manson and Sammy Harper did pretty well. Ended the power play on power play. I feel was on none for 50 from the 4 overs of the first power play, at a run rate of 12 and a half and over. I think I've watched all 3 games so far, and I'm hoping to watch the 2 that are on tonight as I'm recording this. But that is probably that is the best power play so far by any team so far in the 3 matches that have been on in this season. Unfortunately, that opening partnership didn't last any more than that. Of course, Harper tried to play a ramp shot, which was unlucky in the end, because it looked like I said to myself, oh, this is gonna go. It's gonna go for 4. It's Fortis final. It's gonna go for 4, and then Josh Brown, debutant Josh Brown, came out of nowhere and just took a spectacular catch, really, in that regard. And then of course that Jake Fraser McGurk came out, didn't last long, knocked over by Mitch Swepson. And then probably one of the most bizarre moments you'll ever see, especially from me. What happened was, if you guys haven't watched it, if this of you guys haven't watched it, but I think some of you guys have watched it, probably know what I'm talking about. He went to play, I think it was a pull shot, I believe, did Maddo, and the bail came off. And I watched it, I went, oh no, Maddo, no, because he was on, I think he was on about 47, I think. He was nearing his 50. And I just went, oh no, and then the side replay, because as I said in the previous review episode, I watched all the games that are on free to air. It cut to the side angle, and he was nowhere near the stumps. So I was like, what the heck? Yeah, he was nowhere near the stumps, and the funny thing was the square leg umpire gave it out. He gave it out, but unfortunately, it wasn't to be. And basically, luckily, the third umpire intervened and basically gave him not out. And he went on to get his 50. Went to get his 50 shortly after that. Finchy tried to hit Kuhneman over the covers. Obviously, we all know Finchy loves left arm orthodox, batting against left arm orthodox. It was brilliantly thought out by Kuhneman to slow it up and basically loop it up and basically got him to do that. And then Jono Wells, who I thought was going to have a massive impact, of course, in the practice game against the Melbourne Stars, he got 100. Not helped by the fact that for what I've heard, the boundaries in that game down at the old Junction Oval was 45 metres long. It didn't help with that one, but scored 100 in that practice game. But unfortunately, didn't last long. Only got the one, and Kuhneman got his second for the over. That's when Big Dre Russ came out with to join Maddo. And then I like the fact that Maddo said to Dre Russ, you say when we take the power surge, and almost immediately after he came in, we took the power surge, and it was like. And they ended the power surge with none for 36, which is from the 2-over power surge, which was 18 runs, and equivalent, that's 18 runs per over in those two overs. So if you, I think if you combine that, so they had 50 runs in the 4-over power play, and then the 2-over power surge had 36. If you add those together, that's 86 runs in those two, what you call power play sort of overs, which was massive. And I think the most combined out of the 6 teams that have played so far this season have not come close to that. So that's just probably a sign. It's probably a message to the competition, really, about how we're going to handle these power play overs and power play overs and the power surges. Just go bang, bang, bang. That's what they think they're going to do. Eventually, the 50-run partnership came in quick time between Maddo and Dre Russ. Unfortunately, Nick Manson came to an end on that dreaded number 87. Tried to play a reverse sweep. Unfortunately, just couldn't go over the top of forward point. And Kuhneman got his third. Emil Hussain, the other West Indian, he didn't last long either. He only got 1 off 7. 1 off 7, and then soon after that, Dre Russ, he tried to go over the top, hit a 6, unfortunately, and for one too many, he got caught in the boundary. And that was the last significant moment for the Renegades throughout the innings for the Renegades. They ended on 7 for 166 from their 20 overs. Kuhneman was the Heat's best bowler with 3 for 32 from his 4 overs. Took a bit of smack at times from Manson and Andre Russell, but fortunately enough, he starred in that purple patch there in between. I think it was the 7th and the 11th overs where they got 4 wickets quick time, and he starred in that one. So that led the Heat to require 167 runs to win. at a required rate of just over 8 runs and over. Wasn't helped by the fact that Max Bryant got out in the first over for a second ball duck, and it wasn't helped about that fact at all. The debutant Josh Brown, he hit a massive six. I think he had a massive six at off. I think it was off of Hussein actually, but unfortunately fortunately enough, Hussein got his revenge. Caught on the boundary brilliantly by Kane Richardson. I immediately thought that, I think that the third umpire should take a very good look at this because he was ridiculously close to the rope. His left arm, Richo's left arm was very close, but not touching the boundary rope, so that meant it was out. So yeah. The Heat finished their 4-over power play on 2 for 21. Decent power play, but not as good as none for 50. But I might add. And then Sam Billings, just to make matters worse for the Heat, he got caught very easy on the boundary by Jake Fraser McGurk for 6. And that was pretty much it in terms of the first half of that innings. They got to 3 for 57, needing another 110 runs to win at 11 and over. By the way, as well, they took the power surge in the 11th over, and it looked like when Jimmy Pearson and Colin Munro was out there, it looked like that it was gonna take it out of their hands. Really, Pearson was starting to hit sixes. Colin Munro was hitting them out of the park even, and then who else but one of their recruits, Tom Rogers, decided, you know what, I'm just going to do some brilliant fielding and knock the stumps over with a direct hit, which I immediately called. I didn't need the third umpire. I gave it out straight away. And it was out. So it was brilliant fielding in the end. The Heat, and because of that, the Heat finished it off with 1 for 31 from their power surge. And then soon afterwards, Jimmy Pearson got knocked over by Emil Hussein to get his third wicket. Hussein bowled absolutely brilliantly in that game. Got 3 wickets as well, which I'll explain to in a bit. Which was not. Then after that, it was not really much. James Bazley got out on the last ball of the match. Out in the deep. The Renegades end up winning by 22 runs. Pearson top scored with for the Heat with 43 from 30. And then well supported as well by Colin Munro with 35 from 30. Akil Hussain, clearly the best of the Renegades bowlers. 4 overs, 3 for 15. Unbelievable. And not surprisingly, the captain, the skipper himself, Maddo, got in his 100th BBL game, got player of the match for his brilliant 87. It was absolutely brilliant, and probably I thought for me that Matt Short's innings he played the other night was one of the best innings. Was the best innings so far this season, but I think this tops it because he took a couple of deliveries to really suss out what the pitch was doing, and then afterwards he went righto, bang, started hitting a couple 4s and 6s, and he's doing reverse sweeps for 6. He was really toying with the Brisbane Heat bowlers, and I hope it's a sign of things to come for Maddo and the Melbourne Renegades, and the way they play. They've got Dre Russ in there. Akil Hussain, who I don't know if he's available for the whole tournament. I don't know. I know Majib, I think, is available for most of the tournament, and at some stage after this free game spell for Dre Ross, Martin Guptill is going to come in, which will be interesting to see. If Manson goes down to number 3 and have Guptill and Harper partner up, or is it going to be Manson and Guptill and then Harper goes down to number 3? I don't know, but it's very exciting really for the Melbourne Renegades to see how they will go in this. How they're going. This is probably the most intriguing Melbourne Renegades side. The most intriguing Melbourne Renegades side in a while, because I know we won 4 years ago, pretty much with luck probably, but the last 3 years it's just been absolute hell as a Renegades fan. Signs are looking up when I'm wearing this shirt, and I haven't been wearing anything Melbourne Renegades related for the last 3 seasons. So with that, signs are looking up for the men in red. So this is that's pretty much the end of this video. Of course, pretty short video. Obviously, of course, only reviewing the one game. The next review, it's going to be longer because I'm going to be reviewing two games from tonight. One with the first game, which is coming up almost in about 10 minutes time as I'm recording this. With the Melbourne Stars and Hobart Hurricanes game, and then the Adelaide Strikers and the Sydney Thunder game, the second game tonight. So I'm pretty much I'm gonna end this video now until any longer than that. Then I'm just gonna miss the start of the match. So like this video, share this to anybody who's a Melbourne Renegades fan, who's a Brisbane Heat fan or a Big Bash fan, or if you're also a Melbourne Renegades fan, get on red, by the way. Comment down below. Comment down below who do you think's going to surprise? Which team or player? Or it's going to surprise a lot of people in the Big Bash this season. Do you think will it be the Renegades? Do you think it'll be the Adelaide Strikers? Do you think it'll be the Brisbane Heat? Who knows? I'd like to hear your opinions. And one last thing, somewhere down there is a big red button which is labelled subscribe. But until next time, guys, I'll see you guys later, and wherever you may be, may the sun or the moon shine on you. It was definitely shining on the men in red last night.